My mother and I are at a store checkout. My mother wants to know if he will take the wrong-sized item back. It was a mistake she did not mean to make. A misunderstanding, you see. Why don't you look up the words "no returns, no exchanges," he asks. Why don't you speak English properly like everyone else? And it was in that moment that history, it got too big for my fists. History, it pried my fingers open. History, it unleashed the floodgates, so I had to let it go. Excuse me, sir. Number one, my mother's tongue gave you number one. 2, she's no Mr. Miyagi, but she can mince you at the rate of 7 pusas a minute. That's 7 zucchinis for the non-Arabic speakers. A minute, yeah. 3, her body is made of gauze, so you can bleed freely. Her body, sandpaper split in parts, knows her way around blade, lest you forget we are half her breath, half borders drawn by white men far too long ago. Her body, inheritance of Beirut's air running through her. She hasn't exhaled since we got here. Sliced arteries still pouring out, family, za'atar dust, and no electricity. But she'd go back in a heartbeat. She's too afraid she will not recognize it. Feel the loss all over again, or maybe they will not recognize her. She tastes a little too much like independence now. Her foreign no longer fit for home. Her body suicide notes to her city. She knows never to trust those who don't trust Nasib. They're blind to color and they call it free. 4, my mother is the inside of a magician's hat, a house of cards that will never need renovation. 5, 35 beauty spots on a face sprinkled with 1,000 ancient coastlines and 1,000 shades of Arab. And who decided it is middle of East anyway when it is clearly center of civilization? Or did you rewrite the part where Moses, Jesus, Muhammad made miracles in our backyard? 6, we taught your folk how to give birth to rebellion, to defiance, then we were caught in their talons. We overcame the clawing, the ripping of the scripture, enough to almost convince me I am nobody's legacy, just maps bitter with black, thick lines of kohel. So you may have been a library amongst cathedrals, but you were still a place of worship. 7, we only survive in paradox. Or did paradox teach us to survive? You are poetry in a language that does not translate, a language that invented rhyme and rhythm where all other languages clumsily exist. You, flanked in grace and the knuckles in a schoolyard fight every night when I swallow pills and pills of questions. How do I end this? You are picking out my liver. You are saying swimming is easy. Those who know how to drown are the truly fearless, and heavy will trump heart every time. 8, tonight there are no moons kissing the sky. They are hiding in your bedroom because they know that, Mama, when you tell me to please be careful, I never appreciated you are dressed in casket shells. I never appreciated how hard it is when you come from a place where police are to be feared, politicians are to be feared, preachers are to be feared, partners are to be feared, men are feared. You want to be the wings on our back, we will crack you and run free every time. I know there is not enough life in me to keep up with all this dying. After all, smoke signals and conflagrations have much in common. They are started by the same single matchstick. Do not apologize when you sacrifice yourself in the fire or survive from it, for that is how you make empires. Daughters, Daughters filled with country and melody and music box and kifak inta and all your I tried hard through mispronunciations where love is a mispronunciation that you still don't know how to say. Mama. We are worlds away, I mean to say. I am not from here and I am not from there. They remind me. They're always reminding me of that. Mama, we are worlds away. You are full of a world away, and I could teach you, Mama. I have 35 beauty spots on my face, too. I could teach you to stop going to places that do not understand people are not translations. I could teach you to stop relying on me as your go-to, your interpreter, your middle person. But if I stop, you will realize I wasn't worth the sacrifice, and what if I never am? Number 9. Today, I will be all the lessons and all the family and all the melodies, and today, I will be your coastline. I will be your country. No returns, no exchanges.